Welcome back to the Little Marketing Podcast, where we share practical real-life advice for Australian small businesses. So today we're going to talk about social media. So you're probably thinking, great, another thing to worry about, because social media can feel like a constant treadmill of posting, creating, scrolling, and just hoping that somebody notices. And if we're honest, if you're running a small business, your plate is probably already overflowing. You have staff, you've got stock, customers and finances, and probably 100 other things to do each day. But the thing is that social media, if it's done right, it doesn't have to be overwhelming. It's not just generating likes and comments, but it's actually building your business. It builds trust, it helps keep your business top of mind, and it can also help bring in new leads and inquiries. So let's clear this one up first. So social media isn't just about posting. A lot of small business owners think, well, if I post, then people are going to buy. But the magic happens when you think about who your audience is first. So who are they? What problems do they have that you can solve? And how can you actually communicate in a way that's going to be understandable for your audience? So for example, let's take a florist. So they were posting photos of, beautiful arrangements every day, but the engagement was still low. People liked them, but there was not really any comments or sharing. So then when we dig a little deeper, we found that their clients were constantly asking about delivery or seasonal flowers or how to even make a bouquet. So then some simple post suggestions like 5 tips to making your bouquet last longer, or order by Thursday for weekend delivery, or even like a meet the team post. Suddenly their engagement's starting to increase because they're actually posting about something that their audience is interested in and asking about. So the takeaway is that it's not all about quantity. So even just 2 posts a week consistently can be more powerful than just posting every day without a strategy or a plan. So it feels like you should be on all of the platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. But the truth is that you don't actually need to be everywhere, but it's most important to be where your customers are. So for example, a cafe or a boutique would probably thrive more on Instagram and TikTok because people love scrolling and looking at inspo for food, but a B2B service like a marketing or an accountant would see some better results on LinkedIn. And the key is to focus on quality over quantity. So posting consistently and with thought on 1 to 2 platforms beats posting on every platform without any plan. So if we talk about content, it's where a lot of people start to freak out. They worry that their posts aren't perfect or they're not professional enough, but actually raw, authentic content performs better than staged and polished content. People want to see humans, not machines. So I like to break content into 3 main buckets that always work. So firstly, we have behind the scenes. So, people love seeing the human side of your business. You can show your team prepping orders, unpacking stock, or even maybe a funny mishap that happened in the cafe kitchen. It makes your business relatable. Number 2, education or tips. So some short practical tips position you as an expert. It could just be a quick how-to, an FAQ, or maybe a common mistake to avoid. So a 30-second video can sometimes have more impact than a fully produced reel. Number 3, personality posts. So share your story, your wins, or even challenges. People connect with humans more than logos. Maybe it's a post about why you started your business or a funny moment from the week. So a tip, you could even, mix some of these. You could do a behind the scenes and maybe a tip at the same time. So you're showing that you're relatable, but you're also adding value as well. So contrary to probably what everyone believes, your followers doesn't equal your engagement. So your follower count isn't as important as your engagement. A smaller engaged following is far more important than 1,000 passive followers. Engagement builds trust, and trust builds customers. So don't just post and then ghost. Reply to those comments, ask questions on your posts, and encourage interaction. So even something as simple as which of these 2 options would you try can spark some debate and conversation on your post. And don't forget DMs either. So responding to these messages personally builds loyalty and can often convert followers to paying customers. And social media is social, so it's about conversations, not just posting and broadcasting continuously. So consistency is key. And so one of the things that small business owners can fail at is that they're either posting sporadically or waiting until something is perfect before they post it. The truth is that done is better than perfect. Even a simple post like a quick photo, a tip, or a short video posted consistently will outperform sporadic random posting. So start to pick a schedule that works for you. Maybe it's twice a week, maybe it's only once a week, and stick to it and build the habit. And then over time, your audience will begin to expect your posts and it will build trust and recognition. So another layer to add to this, stories or reels can be your best friend. They let you show personality, maybe special offers or updates without you really having to overthink. And you can also consider your community. So you can share posts from other local partners, you can tag customers or other small businesses. So social media is a long-term game, so don't stress over instant results. So take the time to review what works and what doesn't. So look at your data, engagement, comments, shares, likes, and then adjust your strategy to suit. So social media doesn't have to be stressful, confusing, or time-consuming. Start small. Focus on the platforms that matter to your audience, share content that connects to your audience, and engage, keep consistent with it, and most importantly, have fun with it as well. So thanks for listening to today's episode. I hope it was helpful. So please share it with another small business owner that might be finding social media a little bit overwhelming. If you want more help, you can visit our website at littlemarketing.com.au. You can visit our socials, or you can even send us an email at ask@littlemarketing.com.au.
Please note that all the information provided on this podcast is general in nature and is not intended to be specific advice to your individual situation. Please be sure to engage a professional for a customized approach to your business and personal circumstances.